Hi everyone, I'm Miguel, a sound designer, and I've been working on an interactive radio system. Check it out. For this system, I started by creating a blank track, using the layout as a radio frequency controller. I used random containers to simulate radio stations, and to go with the sort of underground garage vibe, I used some static in between. In between stations, I used the pitch RTPC to modulate and look like the stations are syncing in. After this, I began to look into spatialization and attenuation settings, blending it into the surrounding scene, adding a reverb, adjusting distance, occlusion, as well as direction angle. I added some Foley sounds to signal on and off switch, and added the volume control RTPC to simulate a volume knob. In Unreal Engine, I started by connecting the R key to the start of the radio, but then opted for different ones to turn on and off. Instead of stopping the event, I just used the volume RTPC to cut the sound and turn it back up. I used other float values to translate as the RTPCs, such as the frequency and a boolean to determine whether it was on or off. For that effect, I used the branch method and had different events assigned to it, one turning on, the other off. To modulate the frequency and volume, I use the same method, two different inputs that set the value of the respective float, which will then translate into the RTPC value. I use the mouse wheel to control the frequency, and other two keys to control the volume of the radio. I use clamp nodes to adjust the float values to my liking, syncing them to the Wwise RTPC values. To ensure everything worked and to keep track on occasional errors, I use debug tools to quickly know what needed fixing. Initially, I modulated the frequency randomly, as some of the old radios did, by assigning a random value within range, simulating the radio trying to pick up a station, but this time I prefer the manual controller. To be able to interact with the values in the blueprint in-game, I need to map the inputs in the project settings. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this project.